Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey there, it's Mike, and right now I'm giving a speech. No, actually, the president's giving a speech. I'm giving a podcast called
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, I got a lot of stuff done today pertaining to Mom. Miss her so much. And it's been a long couple weeks that I've gone through, and I heard today from a friend who gave me some kind words, and I'd like to send them back to him. Thank you very much for calling in to me.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Calling into the request lines. No, actually, he just called my phone. But you can call me too, 336-MM-DAILY.
Mike's
and let me know
Daily
if you'd like to chime in about anything.
Podcast.
Words to help me.
Yeah!
Help me through the grief and the hard times. But you know what? It's weird because when you are the sole, well, you're in charge of, everything. You're the sole, what's the word? The person that has to do it, the executor, as it will, of the will. It's a lot of work. And suddenly all this stuff bombards you, and it's very difficult to, in fact, take care of stuff. Or take care of the grief. What's going on the inside? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? So it really helps when people say a kind word here and there. And I'm going to see this friend of mine. I haven't seen him in a while. But it's awesome to hear words like that. Anything. Words of consolation of any kind. Thank you. There was a guy today at work who gave me condolences. And he just kind of stared at me, like, after he did it, he just looked at me in this weird, I don't know what he was expecting. I don't know if he was going through, if he was thinking back to, I thanked him. Maybe he had experienced a rough time. He didn't really go into it. If he lost a parent, I don't know. But he just sort of stared at me like, ugh.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And I get it. It's a tough topic. And to even bring it up, when you're going through life and you got so much going on. But you know what? I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. And the podcast picture, I will post another podcast picture from the wonderful trip I took. Well, it wasn't a wonderful trip. I mean, it was a trip that had to be done. Oh, and by the way, all the stuff that I sent back to California that, my mom had, that was like paintings that she had done, and other important papers and photographs, it made it to my house today. So I'm so happy. That's right, Basil the Boxer. That's a bark of happiness. The late, great Basil the Boxer. When he barked at bats, this was a barking at bats bark. That's what that was. Bats in Podcastro Valley. Today, broadcasting from Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. So I'm so glad that all of that made it to my house. All 8 boxes. It was suddenly there. I thought, we thought 8 boxes. That's going to take several weeks, and it'll all get broken up, and maybe some will show up one day, another will show up another. Maybe it'll get spread out over a couple of weeks. No, it all showed up the same day. Just before I was heading into work. All 8 boxes. Bam. Right there. So very thankful about that. And I haven't opened any yet because I was on my way to work. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to sift through everything and everything that I sent back home. Did you see the podcast picture, the last one from episode 2387? This is 2388. 2388, this episode. The last podcast picture was from a coffee place at Flagler. Is it Flagler? No. I think it used to be called the Flagler Beach Coffee House, but it's in New Smyrna, in downtown New Smyrna. I don't know what they actually call this coffee house. I spoke to the owner, though, for a little while, the lady that runs it, and she was telling me, we started talking about losing, because she asked me, what are you doing in Florida? And I go, well, my mom passed, and I'm going through her stuff. And she said, oh. And she had this story, perhaps this pertains to you, and that is her father passed, and then while she was planning the funeral for him, her mom passed. Oh! And she was talking about that, and I guess this was up in Michigan, and a lot of people from Michigan move down to Florida, or they have a winter home in Florida to get away from the cold, and then they end up loving it, so they just stay. But she had this coffee house, and I loved it, and I walked in. I think she was just about to close, but she made a blended for me. And an evening blended always puts Mike in a good mood, even though they're full of sugar and probably not good for you. But it was wonderful, and that's the podcast pictures from that coffee place. And check it out. It is in downtown New Smyrna, and I don't know the name of it, but it's the one with the blue guitar. And it's been in existence. I think this place has existed since at least the past 15 years or so, because I told her when I was walking around looking at it, I'm like, I remember being here with my ex-wife in 2009 and my mom walking around. This looks exactly the same. And I said, thank you for keeping it the same, because it's giving me a sense of, I don't know, quiet, and reminding me of good times, the good memories. So that's what some places can do, is bring you back to a former good memory. Sometimes, ain't it funny how a melody brings back a memory, as Clint Black said. By the way, somebody at work and I were going through all of Toby Keith's catalog the other day. Every Toby Keith song. Yes, Toby Keith has a lot of songs. Other than brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. He had a beer for my horses. I love this bar. Should have been a cowboy. And all the rest. What's your favorite Toby Keith song? Tell me in the comments section. No, don't tell me in the comments section. You don't have to tell me. It's all right. So we're at Cafe Anyway, and I love this cafe anyway. That's how this pertains to that and this and that. And friendships. Friendships enrich your life as we go outside a Cafe Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, Mont. Today, the last place on earth. Friendships can have a major impact on your health and well-being, but it's not always easy to develop or maintain friendships. Understand the importance of social connection in your life and what you can do to develop and nurture lasting friendships. What are the benefits of friendships? Good friends are good for your health. Friends can help you celebrate good times and provide support during bad times. Sung a song about the good times, sing a song about the bad times. Oh, Danny boy, Danny boy. Friends prevent isolation and loneliness and give you a chance to offer needed companionship. They can also increase your sense of belonging and purpose, boost your happiness, reduce your stress, improve your self-confidence and your self-worth, help you cope with traumas. Yes, with traumas. Such as divorce. You know, when I was going through my divorce, I really didn't have any real close friends. And I had this one friend. I thought, hey, you know, I mean, I had some close friends, but okay. So this one friend, he was the first friend. I said, this is going to be the first friend that I have that I'm going to announce to him that I'm getting divorced. And I'm sure he's going to be able to console me and put me in the right state of mind. Here we go. And I tell him, and he gives me this look like the guy similar earlier in the podcast that just kind of gives you this blank stare. This like a fish out of water look. Deer in the headlights. Blank. Expressionless, just and nothing. I might as well have just told the wall. He just kind of stared. Okay. That was not a very helpful friend. But I could have used. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I think it was someone who was a friend that I thought would not give me good advice or give me any good thoughts or perspective on the matter. I think he helped me out, someone else, but you never know. He just wasn't emotionally ready to give me a response or didn't have that reservoir of knowledge, that experience quotient. So but some friends are good in that way, and they can help you with coping with job loss or the death of a loved one, and encourage you to change or avoid unhealthy lifestyle habits, such as excessive drinking or lack of exercise. Some friends can do that. I could never change my mind, or I could change my mind. My mind changes quite a bit, actually. I think that's a sign of someone who's intelligent, is when they can change their mind and is open to different ideas and perspectives. So, to be a good friend, you also need to listen to what your friends have to say. But my mom would never listen to me when I said, "Mom, smoking's bad." She wouldn't listen to anyone. Sadly, that's what I think killed her. But it's important to listen, isn't it? And get that perspective that can help you. I don't know how many other people told my mom she should stop smoking. I think there were quite a few, actually. But friends also play a significant role in promoting your overall health, and adults with strong social connections have a reduced risk of many significant health problems, including depression, high blood pressure, and unhealthy body mass index, the BMI. It's also that company that counts how many times certain musicians get played on the radio. But I find the BMI, the body mass index, to be almost impossible to attain. No matter how... I feel if I get into my BMI range, I'll be probably near death. I'll be so emaciated. Studies have found that older adults who have meaningful relationships and social support are likely to live longer than their peers with fewer connections. I don't know how many connections my mom really had. But yeah, so make those connections. Many adults find it hard to develop new friendships or keep up existing friendships. Friendships may take a back seat to other priorities such as work or caring for children or aging parents. You and your friends may have grown apart due to changes in your lives or interests, or maybe you've moved to a new community and you haven't yet found a way to meet people. Developing and maintaining a good friendship takes effort. The enjoyment and comfort friendships can provide, however, make the investment worthwhile. And what's a healthy number of friends? Quality counts more than quantity. While it may be good to cultivate a diverse network of friends and acquaintances, you may feel a greater sense of belonging and well-being by nurturing close, meaningful relationships that will support you through thick and thin. Quality counts more than quantity. And a good way to meet new friends, there's all kinds of ways. You may make new friends and nurture existing relationships by staying in touch with people with whom you've worked with or taken classes, reconnecting with old friends, reaching out to people you've enjoyed chatting with at social gatherings, introducing yourself to neighbors, making time to connect with family members. To meet new people who might become your friends, you have to go to places where others are gathered. Don't limit yourself to one strategy for meeting people. The broader your efforts, the greater your likelihood of success, and persistence matters. Attend community events, volunteer, extend and accept invitations, take up new interests, join a faith community, or just take a walk. Hey, get a dog. I met so many people. I have met just about every friend that I have today through Basil the Boxer. Thank you, Basil, who we heard earlier, the late great Basil the Boxer. So there you go. All of that from the MayoClinic.org. MayoClinic.org. Outside of Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, Mont, look who's here. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing? I brought my horse down. Hey, Billy. Aw. See? I bet you meet a lot of people with your horse, Benita. Yeah, it's great. They're all over the place. They're following me. They all want to ride Nilly the horse because they think Nilly is great. Nilly is great, Mark. Have you ever had a cat ride Nilly? No, Mark, that sounds ridiculous. But I gotta go. Bye. All right. It's good to see her. Look who else is here. It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what. What? I think that the Biden man is making a fool of himself right now on the television, and that all the people that put down Trump because he loves Putin, I think that they need to stop watching
You are fake
the
news.
Fake
it's fake
news.
all of it.
Fake
All right.
news.
Thank you, Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Yeah, you gotta tell you what. What? 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 Look who else is here. Oh my God, make the delicious root beer Oh, this looks good. Let me try this. Oh. Invigorating.
Yeah, that's called friendship root beer. Drink right now. I'll tell you.
That's not very friendly. But such is life. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. Chime in and tell me what you think about anything that we covered. 336MM Daily, 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews, Daily as in what this podcast tries to be. Has been now for a couple of days. Let's see how long we can do this. Oh, hey, I am trying to get Mike's Daily Podcast on Samsung Podcasts. That way, if you have a Samsung phone and you have that little free app that it's called Free, and they force it onto every phone, well, you'll be able to listen to the podcast through that as well. Or go to MikesDailyPodcast.com to find out all the other places that it is. There are so many new podcast websites popping up. I'm trying to get onto all of them, but it can be quite difficult and laborious. Thank you for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Well, first of all, Mr. President, I'd like to congratulate you on a really great World Cup, one of the best ever, from what everybody tells me, one of the best ever, and also for your team itself doing so well.
President Putin was extremely strong and powerful,